Lyra might have a nice relationship with Magil, but I myself would fucking hate anything like that. Like, I'm on Danny's side of the whole thing in reality.
Oh, 110%.
Magil is a good AI. That's the difference.
We'll see.
Magil's
Yep,
chill.
we'll see.
For now,
We'll see
right?
if Danny turns out to be right about this grand conspiracy.
I run that game, and I'm telling you that Magil is cool.
Wait.
You can trust Magil.
But a good AI is just like a good person, right? They could just like become not good.
Yeah.
Well, there's also that because all the Magils are technically like the same, but also different.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they are different.
there could be very easily an evil Magil out there.
I don't think so.
Listen, the AI for the Labyrinth got corrupted. It could happen to Magil.
It's true.
I want Sassy Magil to be evil Magil. Evil Sassy Magil sounds like a good villain.
I think I would know if there was that much foreshadowing going on in a game that I was running, so I don't think that's a thing that needs to be worried about.
I mean, would you? Because I wouldn't if I were running the game. I can tell you I would be amazed by the plot twist.
I don't know.
I think
The dice tell the
Magel's
story.
evil.
I
Yeah,
don't
we
want
love it when the
Magil
dice
to
tell
be
the
evil
story.
because I love her. She's a sweet baby angel, but also,
She is.
Cheers.
but what if?
But what if, honestly, what if?
When are you guys going to run like a one shot that's just like
Oops, all
Academy
Magils.
HAU, Oops All Magils, but everyone's like flopped and evil?
Ref, when are you gonna play?
It's true.
I'm actually the evil Magil.
I think for that to happen, we would need to have some kind of we'd need to establish some kind of alternate Earth where there are evil versions of people.
I mean, you got Danny right there, right? I guess Danny's not.
Mm,
Anyway,
it just hasn't come up.
interesting.
We've got a lot of other stuff going on right now. We'll get to it.
Just play April Fool's campaign.
Yeah.
What day does April?
Green.
Hold on, let me check. What day does April?
It's a very long way away.
April Fools in August. August Fools.
August Fools.
August Fools, yes.
I mean,
To
the
get
Reasonable.
ultimate,
people to
the
commit a
ultimate-
bunch of crimes.
yeah.
Because it's
The ultimate
legal
April
on
Fool's
April
Day.
1st. You're allowed to do whatever you want on April 1st. By
Yeah.
that, I mean, I've never gotten
Church
caught doing
style.
things illegal on April 1st. Therefore, it must be legal.
It must be legal.
Must be.
Must be.
I mean, the ultimate April Fool's Day prank would be doing it on August 1st.
That is true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Shit.
Just
Yeah.
be like, oops, haven't updated my calendar.
Uh-oh.
All April 1st.
Uh-oh.
Oops, every day is April 1st. What?
All right. Well, hey, everybody. How's it going? Welcome to Live from the Apocalypse. If you've not caught us before, we are a not-for-profit TTRPG studio that plays tabletop role-playing games and makes actual play content like streams and podcasts and things like that to raise money for nonprofits and aid organizations like Rainbow Railroad, who we are currently raising money for. They are a fantastic and very important information organization that seeks to get queer, LGBTQ+, and specifically these days trans people to places where they will be safe, whether that be a different country, different city, just a different region, or just out of a dangerous living situation in general. They do really important work. So we just ask that if you like what you see here, instead of doing some of the normal Twitch things that you might be inclined to do, like giving us bits or subscribing to the channel, you take the $5 or the $6 or whatever you can spare. There is no expectation. And you give it directly to Rainbow Railroad instead of to us, because we just play silly games on the internet. It costs us, in the grand scheme of things, very little money, and they'll do more important stuff with it. They'll do very good and important work with it. So yeah, please do that. And if you do that, the McElroy brothers will interrupt whatever's going on. They'll yell at us and all of that good stuff. We unfortunately cannot stop you from subscribing to the channel. It is not a thing that Twitch lets us turn off, but you do kind of have to hunt for it. It is in a separate tab from that.
Sick son of a
Gonna kill that dog.
He's the bad guy. You.
I'm all the bad guys.
It's 12 dogs. Thanks, Pookies.
Thanks, Pook.
Thanks, Pook, for your donation. Not your donation, your subscription. That's what happens when you subscribe, though. Brendan Lee Mulligan, beloved GM, of Dimension 20 will
You
kill.
are a sick son of a.
Gonna kill that dog.
Oh my God, you're right. He's the bad guy.
That one
You.
has to
Still
have
the
bits
bad
in it.
guys.
Chain running.
Oh, I'm so
Woo!
disappointed in all of you. That's 30 dogs.
Shame.
It's 30 dogs.
Man,
I guess, open season until the last episode of a season of Secrets and Shadows, and that hasn't happened yet. So guess keep them
Yeah.
coming.
30 dogs so far.
Yeah. It still has family out there somewhere. So
Does he?
I don't know. I don't even know what I was saying anymore. Brennan Mulligan will kill a dog. You know the bit. That's the whole thing. There are channel points. There are things like that, emotes, all of the normal good stuff. You can hit us with some gifts while we're playing, but this is Class Reunion. This is the 5e homebrew game that we've been playing for over a year. And about a group of five high school students from Ohio who have been trapped in a fantasy world for 10 years and separated from one another, and now have been fairly recently, in the grand scheme of things, reunited with one another. Recently, they have survived a horrific attack on the capital city of Calderon, where they were hanging out at the time, and a whole bunch of stuff happened that was sad and an
A
emotion.
beach episode.
There was a beach episode. You're welcome, everybody.
No.
I don't know why you're shaking your head. I don't know why you're rejecting the beach episode that I gave you. You've been asking for it for so long.
I'm looking longingly at the waves.
Raph can see the waves from their house. They're
Yeah.
in Florida. So
I'm surrounded by water at all times.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
actually law here. You have
on
to
3
be.
sides, because it's a peninsula.
Yes.
And you've learned
Personally.
something tonight. Cool. So that's the plot of this game, I guess, technically. And it's emotional, and it's emotional, and it's gay. That's pretty much the whole thing. I guess we can go ahead and get into introductions. Oh boy, speaking of emotional and gay, JD, you're up first.
You just took my entire introduction, Will. That was exactly what I was going to say. Not wrong. Hi, I'm JD. I play Hunter, and yes, they are gay and emotional. They are our agender ranger, and they are having a time.
They sure
I think
are.
that's all I have to say.
But when are they not having a time, honestly?
They were fine. They were fine for such a beautifully long streak.
Until you brought it to my attention.
Yikes.
Speaking of fine, Raph and Max.
Hey, I'm Raph. I'm playing Max Miller. I just realized I'm playing a barb lock. He's a barb, IRL, as well, and a Barbie. What else?
Does that mean he's a Nicki Minaj stan?
He's a Nicki Minaj stan. He's a barb.
Okay.
He's a Barbie. He'll be at the premiere. Watch out for him on July 21st. Right now he's a sleepy boy. So, right now he's a sleepy boy. And being haunted in his dreams by his ex-friend, which is what Will means when he says ex. And I have a question for chat, but I guess I'll just save it for later.
Why? That makes me worried. That makes me anxious. Okay. I like that you know the premiere date of the Barbie movie off the top of your head.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Correct. Speaking of dolls, Julia. Yeah. Yep, there it is. You're muted, which makes this worse. I can't hear you. Can anybody hear Julia?
I can't hear you either.
Maybe refresh. Can you hear us? Yeah, probably refresh. Yeah, okay, cool.
All right.
Yeah, we'll come back to Julia. Speaking of refreshing, Corey.
Hey, it's me, your boy, Corey. I play Wayne Hovacek. I am an icy paladin here to refresh you with a nice cool breeze. About ready to go into politics. Normally, go-to is just to start a riot, but I think we're going to try the political route this time.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking
have
of
my
riots,
Speaking of riots, Julia, can you talk?
I mean, I can talk.
Yeah,
Can you
there
hear me?
you are.
Yay!
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Hi, I'm Julia. I'm the local Delaware cryptid. Tonight I'm going to play Kelly Violet, who is the cleric rogue hybrid. She is gonna have an interesting time. She's got important people in her life visiting, but she's also got important people in her life having an absolute crisis. So we'll see how things go.
Absolutely. Absolutely, we will. Okay. So,
I'm sorry, we're forgetting someone.
what?
Yourself, Will?
Oh,
Yourself.
that's true, yeah. Yeah. I was like, who are we forgetting? Me. Hi, my name is Will. I play everybody else. That's the stuff. That's the thing. I guess I do a lot of stuff here. We'll talk about it more at the end. Yeah. Is that good? Are you happy now? Can we move on? Okay, cool. So, when last we left off, and we haven't really touched base on any of this, we left off with a couple of you, one of you sleeping, two of you outside of the chambers of the council chambers of the Council of Calderon, the governing political body for the kingdom of Lauren, and a hunter on a hill, like a mile or so outside of the city, I think.
I forgot.
Yeah.
Just
That
hanging
is
out.
correct.
Yeah. So I think the most immediate stuff is going to be Wayne and Kelly. What are you doing? The council has just adjourned their meeting. Mance Ardane, your most hated foe, perhaps, stepped out of the council chambers and whispered to you as he did so, "Nice try," in reference to your attempts to get him blocked from becoming a member of the council. And then he walked away from you. At which point the other members of the council started filing out.
So before Mance walks away, can I reach out to give him a handshake and say, good game? I want to give him a little good game handshake.
Okay.
Good game there, bud.
Yeah, roll a persuasion check.
That's a 12 plus 6 is an 18.
That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Okay. Yeah, he will give you a very thin smile, and his eyes dart over your shoulder like he is seeing he realizes that, the rest of the council is here and are potentially watching him, so he will very frostily take your hand and give it a shake.
While he's doing that, I'd like to channel Divinity Conquering Presence.
Sure.
I want him to make a DC 14 Wisdom save.
Okay.
And hopefully he fails.
Yeah, safe to say he fails.
What are you doing?
I rolled a 3, so
I'm not trying to make it like anything intense, but a Conquering Presence just causes someone to be afraid. Of me.
Yeah.
God.
I want him to go now.
Yeah,
It's time for you to go now. Good
his
game.
His eyes go wide. He is a rich politician, so he doesn't give everything away, but his eyes do go wide for a second, and he is going to wrench his hand away from yours and turn and walk out of the walk out of the keep faster than he needs to.
I don't know. Some people are just poor winners, I guess. And I want to go and find somebody who can tell me what the fuck is going on.
Sure.
Well,
So,
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say if Wayne starts to go, I think Kelly just kind of like reaches out and grabs his arm and just like they have to come out. There's only one door.
Oh, yeah. Well, more of like intercept somebody that we trust.
sure. Of the people that are coming out that you know, Marius is one, the vampire. Do you want to talk to him?
I think Kelly will be polite to him. She's trying for Edmund's sake because she never told Edmund about Marius's whole part in her whole like not having a soul anymore thing. So she doesn't want to make things awkward at work. So she's just like politely, just like have a good night.
He will stop and talk to you as he is leaving, and he will say, "Miss Violet, tonight, perhaps for the next few days, my associates and I will be staying within the keep itself, but within time, due time, hopefully very quickly, we will be establishing a embassy here in the capital, for Barrow. And at such time, I would hope to see you there quite frequently. I'm very impressed with your paramour. I plan to keep him very close."
I appreciate the invitation. I will more than likely be there quite often.
As far as I'm concerned, Miss Violet, you're one of us.
Thank you.
Of course. Have an excellent night.
You too.
And he will walk away from you. Edmund will like squeeze your hand and kind of excuse himself. He looks like he's going to go check in with Marius. You see the two of them in conversation. A few more people exit the chambers. This probably happens while you were having that conversation with Marius. So Wayne, if you want to talk to somebody, but I think in short order, Lord Corvid Blackwing, the tall and kind of the tall, very lean, sallow-skinned man with the scars on his face, the Lord of Stormhold, will exit. He does not. Well, I think he'll catch your eye and give you a nod, which is more than you've seen him give to anybody else here.
We'd love to see it.
But he's not going to stop unless you try to engage him in conversation.
I just flash him the sign of the Raging Mini Mammoths because we set up a Little League, a Gritsky Little League group last time we were there.
That is true, we did.
I sure did. Very, really hard to tell if there is like a ghost of a smile playing around his lips or not. It's really hard to say, but there could be one. And then I think shortly after that, Mirden will exit, and he looks displeased. Actually, I think what I will say is that when Lord Blackwing leaves and you look back into the council chambers, you actually see that Mirden is kind of like having a heated discussion with the head of the council, whose name I will remember one of these days. Julia knows what it is, I think. Or looked at it last time. Tamberley, that's it. Yep, that's his name. Councilman Tamberley.
Wait, Timberly is the head of the council?
Seems like it. He was the one who was conducting everything.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I don't think he was, but I think after those other two guys, I think he is now.
Yeah.
Heard that.
Yeah. It did seem to be a somewhat recent change of pace. But he does appear to be the head of the council now. Exactly what that means in terms of like power, really hard to say. But yeah, you see Mirden. arguing heatedly with him, and he looks apologetic, but you see him kind of like shrug in a very like, what do you want me to do about it kind of way. And then like shortly after that, Mirrodin kind of like turns on his heel and angrily leaves the council chambers. And I'll say by the time that happens, Kelly, your conversation with Morius is over, and you also see Mirrodin leaving the council chambers.
Well, let's get to it. Follow him out there with Kelly.
Cool. He's gonna head for his sanctum. Do you want to follow him?
Yeah, I think we kind of fall in step with him. Don't really start
we're
up
not
too big of a conversation. Just kind of, we're going to the same place.
Yeah, I was going to say he does not invite you to walk with him, but he also does not tell you to stop when you do so.
That's about right for our relationship with him at this point.
And so he stops outside of his sanctum, the door that has those runes inscribed on it, and holds up a hand, kind of waves it over. The runes light up, and whatever magic they contained kind of fades, at least temporarily. And then he opens the door and walks in. Again, he does not close it behind him. He does not invite you in.
He'll walk right in.
Yep. Kelly will close the door gently behind her and once they're all in.
Amazing. Okay. Very, very cool. Once you get in, I think he will excuse me. He carries with him this very gnarled staff of some kind of wood that you don't immediately recognize. Parts of it are blackened. Parts of it are very highly polished. It's very strange. And he kind of just throws it angrily into a corner as he steps into the room.
Wayne also throws a stick.
Okay.
What the fuck happened in there, bud? What, can you buy your way on the council now?
Kelly's just gonna lean against the door with her arms crossed. She's gonna be like, I'm just gonna watch this one.
He looks at you basically for the first time and says, you may not know anything about politics, so allow this to be your education. You can always buy your way in. That is its nature.
Well, that sucks. Looks to Kelly for validation. Sucks, right? Come on
Yes,
now.
It 100% sucks. But how much power does he actually have? It's a council. How often do you think people are going to side with him every time?
It depends on what it is he's trying to sell.
However many people got him on the council, right? I mean, he's already got people in his pocket.
The vote was close. But there were unexpected votes.
Say more about that.
I don't think anybody expected Lord Blackwing to get involved. Apparently, he rarely votes, mostly abstains. Obviously, he voted against his appointment. The vampire voted for him.
Figured. Honestly.
Tamberly voted against. I voted against. Needless to say, he had enough. He's on the council, and there's nothing we can do about that now.
I don't even know if he had to buy Marius. Marius just might have done that because he thinks he's funny and weak.
Mm-hmm. Well, he probably likes to have someone around he can control.
I take it you are familiar.
Oh yeah.
All the this happening with me. He did that. We have
And
an
when
understanding.
when you liberated Barrow, you left him in charge.
It was part of the deal.
We made some deals, yeah.
Understood.
So
I am not a politician. Many of those who have opposed Mance openly are not politicians. As I said, Lord Blackwing rarely gets involved. So I don't know what his plan is. I don't know what it benefits him to be on the council. But he has garnered an unexpected amount of goodwill following his encounter with this huntsman. Which, to be clear, I want to hear about.
I mean, we dragged him out of the alley after he got bit. We told you about that. Or are you referring to, and I gesture at Wayne?
Yes, the metal arm in the room. Yes.
Wayne turns his hand to him, big foam finger. Talking about this guy? Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I have a metal arm now.
A woman made of maggots, worms, something, on the behalf of the dreamer, would have taken Wayne's arm and possibly the rest of him if it hadn't been amputated. And it was a very snap decision, one that we did not get a chance to have any say in. I don't know if we could have stopped him if we knew that's what he was going to do. At that point, I was the only one.
You said this woman was made of worms.
Yep.
Yes. She threw herself from Lamplighter Tower and ripped her skin off and revealed a body of worms, which was horrific. She used them to bind the others, nearly blind the others, and
A lava mage.
I hate that. Oh, Wayne, we hate that, don't we?
Yeah, I agreed. Terrible.
It's not a good sign. And she is dealt with.
Yes, I severely electrocuted her, and then Nuada, he ate her?
Honestly, probably the best thing that could have happened, given those circumstances.
Max also ate a little bit of her.
Yeah, but just like a little, like a snack sized.
Just like a taste, I guess. But he did eat a little bit.
And has everything been normal?
So he's been asleep most of the time. He's had some really noxious farts on the way back here, but as far as we can tell, seems all right.
Maybe keep an eye on him. If he starts to act strange, let me know.
Yeah, ever since a crow burst out of his chest, kind of always have an eye on him a little bit.
As far as Max Miller is concerned, crows are normal. But this is not. This has nothing to do with his ancestry. This is the dreamer. Lava Mage is almost like a high priest. The dreamer infects people through dreams. The connection between the Nightlands and mortal people, us, is through dreams. As long as he slumbers, which, if he was not, we would know.
We thought we stopped the dreamer from being able to come over when we destroyed the head. What could this be now?
What has always worked in the favor of those who oppose the dreamer is a lack of followers, a lack of manpower, if you will. 1,000 years ago, when Aelor, the king, and the fairest of the Danan interrupted my ancestors' ritual, they took all of my family into custody. Some they murdered, and some they banished. The king took mercy on them. Some of them claimed that they had been forced or coerced. They were banished. They went north. They made Wiltford, which was eventually reincorporated back into the kingdom. But as you can imagine, not everybody who claimed that they were coerced or forced to do something against their will were telling the truth. And so pockets of worship, pockets of true believers remained hidden and hiding in the shadows and whispering. They called themselves sleepwalkers. I have been gone for a very long time. What has happened in that time, as far as these secret back alley worship of the dreamer, this spreading of his twisted gospel, I can't say. There is no way for us to know how embedded any of this is in the kingdom.
So something like
And
this.
that presents a problem.
Yes. So something like this can happen again. Maybe not here. Maybe in somewhere else, and we're not going to be able to know.
The ritual that Jotun Wilt tried to enact, that he tried to enact again in Barrow, in his undeath, is to bring the dreamer here, to awaken him from his eternal slumber. But that's not the only way that he has power. The more people that he touches through their dreams, the more he can influence this place. Anun. He can plant these seeds and change people. And they spread their roots throughout somebody's body. Can change them on a physical level. Turn them into nightmarish creatures like the ones that you saw the other night.
But from
And
what
I still don't know exactly what sand is, but it seems to expedite the process.
it also seems to do it to unwilling participants.
Yes.
Okay, so like, don't get mad that we haven't told you this part before, but we've got some spiders living in our heads. That I've been thinking about recently. They eat our dreams, and given the last couple of days, I don't know if it's okay for us to keep them. Have you ever heard of such spiders?
Where did they come from?
A woman and a giant spider lady who said she's from somewhere else, who was living in a back room in a brothel in the slums of Barrow.
And
Hunter
did she?
Hunter spoke with her. She gave us some spiders.
Yeah,
She
Hunter vouched for her, so we thought
she
that's pretty cool.
she temporarily turned us. She made us look like the undead so that we could move freely throughout the city, which was very helpful, all things considered. But she said she didn't want anything as part of the deal. Us achieving our goals would in turn help her get home.
Did she tell you where she came from?
Don't think she named a place.
Out here, just like us.
Just
Um,
she said she'd been here for much longer than we have, so longer than our 10 years. But
Mhm.
she definitely told Hunter. Did she tell the rest of you, or did Hunter tell the rest of you?
the Dreamweaver spider in
Boy, let's call Hunter up here and see what they remember.
Shame that Hunter is nowhere around for this conversation.
I mean, you have the badges, but you were warned that they were maybe gonna run out of juice now that Muldus wasn't around.
Hunter, this is MVP. I have a question for you. Hunter, come in.
It's a good question, actually. Does Hunter answer?
I don't think Hunter answers.
It's fine.
hold on. I have
Kelly, this is Wayne. Can you hear me? Wait, cover your ears. Can you hear me?
Wayne.
I'll tell you
From
because
the world web.
Yeah, I don't know if we were told. I just have not from this world.
Yeah, I think that's fair. She told Hunter, and I think it makes sense that it would have come up in conversation at some point. She told you she was from the Bright. She told Hunter, at least, that she was from the
Oh,
Bright.
right.
Thought so. Okay.
She was from the same place as the Danan originally. She knew a lot about them.
Interesting.
Okay,
Worlds collide.
kind of a joke, but also not kind of a joke. Can Kelly hear me over the badge? Is it still working?
Yep.
Yes, Wayne, I hear you. It works.
Just gonna throw out there that Hunter didn't answer the call for whatever reason.
It's been a lot today.
Yeah, I feel that.
Okay.
Yeah, so,
So
spider lady living in a brothel from the Bright gave us these spiders. They live in our heads. They eat our dreams. They let us change our appearance, although it's not working for Wayne so much right now. Also, sometimes they let us read people's minds.
well, that sounds extremely useful. If she is from the Bright, if she was from the Bright originally, then she would have no connection to the Dreamer. The Dreamer is the antithesis of the Bright.
Okay, so it's just an unfortunate name.
A Dreamweaver?
Yeah.
Well, sounds like they live in your head and feed on your dreams, so, I mean, would I have put one in my brain? No, probably not, but...
Yeah, but you
Here we
don't do
are.
anything fun.
That's probably for the best, though, right?
mm,
Because like the spider's eating our dreams, so the dreamer can't come in and do what they would normally do with our dream, right?
That
There's
is
no
an-
dream to be messed with.
that is an interesting possibility that I had not considered. Without that foothold, we would need to test the theory somehow, but without dreams, you all might be the only 4 people immune.
So maybe it was a good idea then. Maybe you probably would have put one in your head.
Fortuitous outcome doesn't equal a good decision. Look, so many questions. Right. Spiders living in your brains, the dreamer, sleepwalkers. We don't know how many of them remain. We don't know how many of them are left in the city. We don't know how many of them are spread out across the rest of the kingdom or the world.
So,
Nuada is gone, isn't he?
yes. He said he was called by his siblings.
Did he say where? He would have told. Yeah, he said it was Ilsis, the city.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was the capital.
Yeah. Yeah. Not the capital, but like the city of the Danan. Yeah. The long abandoned city of the Danan. And he was called home, and they may be massing for something or circling the wagons, which means that this could be even worse than we imagined. Or it could be nothing. We would need more information to go off of. He's no longer in the city. That's what's important.
Yes, he's gone.
You said you let him eat your arm.
No. We didn't know. He said that it was too far along to be amputated. Wayne was barely conscious. If we didn't know what he was doing.
So kinda, yeah.
But you let him do it, is my point. Like if I told you that like I needed to stab you right now or else you die.
I don't trust you like that.
Do you need to stab us right now? Am I gonna die if you don't stab me right now?
No.
You know what? I'm sorry, but yes, you are always going to rank under. You attacked us at a party for no reason. We would have gone our separate ways and never spoken to each other again, and you put us in public service. This is still on you.
I did not do that.
Yes, you did.
I did not do that.
You hid in the shower, which is always going to be kind of weird.
I did that. I did not subject you to public service. I do not have that sort of authority on your world, and I never have.
Yes, you did, because we were semi-arrested. Because of you.
I didn't arrest you.
You know what? If you just left us the fuck alone, man, none of this would have happened.
Yes.
You rank lower.
We did willingly let him eat my arm. What of it?
He was of a friendly nature, then?
I mean, he gave Wayne his own arm, which isn't that the thing that is the reason why he went back to his family after they ostracized him in the first place? That was the thing that they used to buy him back, and he gave it to Wayne. I mean, that counts for something.
Kind of like a weird drunk uncle who means well overall, but he still passes out on the lawn.
It's good to know. If he thinks he has a fondness for you even, that's good to know. Okay, well, in the meantime, I'm sure something is going to come of this council appointment. I just don't know what yet.
I mean, we can hope it's just an ego trip. It's Mansardane.
Perhaps, but even then, the larger question, of course, is Nuada was targeting people who had this substance on their person, the sand. If he went after Mansardane, that means that Mansardane had it on his person. So the question is, did Mansardane merely have it, or did he partake of it? Because if he partook of it, then there could very, very well be a foothold in his mind.
Is there any way that the nurse who oversaw him could tell? He was one of the first ones we found, so he was here the longest.
Perhaps if we devised one, but they were kept sedated the entire time until they were healed. The only thing we know for sure is that he was attacked. And as a consequence of that, we only know that he had the substance on him. Whether or not he had taken any of it. He hasn't had any outbursts. At least not in public, at least not obviously. But but he would have been sedated during the chaos. So even if it was enough of a foothold to transform him, to turn him into a monster, he may not have. And there are too many variables to know for sure. But he will need to be watched closely.
Let's just hope he's out here to make more money. That'd be great.
That would be the best case scenario.
We could always ask one of his sons to come to the city. Keep an eye on him. The
Do
youngest
you know,
one, Lindsay.
and you trust this man?
He's a fan.
He's an idiot, is more accurate, but he's
There it is.
he's genuine in the way that he's unlike his father.
You would trust him to be able to keep an eye on his father,
At the very least.
to report back to you, even if it implicates his father.
It's just a matter of what we tell him we're looking for. We don't have to tell him that we're looking for things that implicate his father in some grander conspiracy. We can just let him know. Oh, Lindsay, your father was in a horrible, horrible attack. He was one of the people horribly maimed, and we just think it would be a good idea for someone to keep an eye on him in case he has some kind of horrific nightmare.
If you think that you can bring him here and sway him to your side in this way, by all means. We'll need all the information we can get and all the allies that we can amass. There's another council session in 2 days where we will be discussing new matters. There was an emergency session tonight to swear in the new members. For now, I would say recover, let the city heal, and we'll see what these new people bring to the session in 2 days' time.
All right.
Very
I
well.
guess that'll do it for tonight.
What a nightmare.
Don't say that word.
What a shit show.
What a shit show.
Better. Right.
You have a good
Where is Max?
bed.
Oh, he's asleep. He's in bed. He'll be there for.
When he when he awakens, let him know that I'd like to speak to him. If you don't mind.
Sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Before the two of you leave, there's a pause. And he says, I know that there is, and always has been, and probably always will be, unease between us. You don't trust me. That's fair. I tried to kill you. I don't trust you because you are the distant scions of the dark fake gods that I am sworn to guard for all eternity.
Mhm.
But in this moment, there is a far more pressing and dangerous threat. And with Moldus gone, I'm afraid we can only rely on each other.
I agree. Seems like the city just got a whole lot more dangerous. So, only people we can have watch our back or each other.
Let Max
Sleep
know
well.
that I would like to speak to him. You'd get some rest.
Yes.
Okay. You leave Mirdan's sanctum. Where are you going? To bed? To find Hunter?
Yeah, Kelly, do you want to just go like knock on Hunter's door? Just check in, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I can go check on Hunter. We can also probably just like take a quick peek into Max's room and make sure he's actually where Borkus left him.
Yeah, just snoring like a little baby.
Yeah, so
Just leave a plate of sausages on his bedside table for when he wakes up
Yeah.
with a note that says, you're wanted upstairs.
Yeah.
Something like that.
the pervert wants to see
100%.
you.
The pervert wants to see you.
As you peek your head into Max's room and you see him lying there just snoring away, you leave, closing the door, presumably behind you. But we're going to stay in Max's room for a second, and when the door shuts, it's dark in the room. It's almost pitch black. And Max,
Mm-hmm.
you hear a familiar voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it
Says-
Joanne's?
Yeah, it's Joanne Miller.
Mama!
It's Joanne Miller.
That's my mama.
As
This is your
Joanne's
mama.
face peels off.
No!
Joanne's fabric.
You leave Joanne alone.
I mean, you do hear your mom's voice at
Oh,
first.
super.
Yeah,
It's real fucked up, man.
I didn't say it.
Okay.
Yeah, you hear Joanne Miller's voice as she, probably one of the last things that you would have heard her say was, like, Max, why do you do these things? You're not a bad kid. I know you're not. Why can't you just stop and think?
I think when those words kind of ring out in the darkness, I think Max is just kind of sitting there, I guess, in his dream state. And just says, I didn't know how to respond to you then. And to be honest, I don't think I know how to respond to you now. But I'm trying to figure it out.
Come on, Max. It's obviously it's not your mother. It's me.
Can I just have one moment?
Are you asleep?
Am I awake?
Probably
Let's
not.
see. And
I'm
I
here.
try to punch Simon.
Yeah, I mean, you try to punch Simon. I'm gonna say this time it feels like punching stone. It kind of hurts.
Tries desperately not to show it.
Yeah.
And is like, yeah, clearly I'm asleep, or else you'd be on the fucking floor right now. So
This is the only place that I exist.
okay. So does that mean when I wake up, you die?
I don't know.
Something to think about. You've got maybe a couple more hours. Relish in your trapped prison of my dream.
That would be pretty twisted if you killed me every time you woke up and then remade me every time you went to sleep. What would that?
I didn't ask for you to be here.
Max, how do you think I got here?
Not from me.
This is awkward.
If I could call upon anything, I think I would ask for that place. Oh, you don't. Well, you're in my dream, so maybe you do. There was this place back in Ohio. It was spaghetti, but it had chili on top. It was, I never, I had it once, and it's something that I genuinely miss. And one of the only reasons I would probably go back to Ohio. I don't think they have spaghetti here. So, or chili, actually, now that I think about it.
I don't know what that is, no.
It's too bad. You'll never live a full life, so.
I will only live as much as you permit me to. We've been over this so many times. I'm not Simon.
I know. What should I call you then?
You can call me Simon if you want.
How about I call you Ugly?
Call me that, I guess, but we both know you'd be lying.
All right, ugly.
I think if
What?
anything, you've made me better looking in here.
Yeah, I'm trying to improve on the real you, because you know. So what is this? What do you've come to me, I've thought of you, whatever you want to call it. This is what, third, fourth, fifth time? I honestly don't remember. What is it that you want from me? You originally asked if I would join you. Obviously, I said no to that. So what are we doing here?
I mean, I think that may have been the real Simon, but I think that for whatever reason, you have started creating this version of me that you can talk to every time you fall asleep.
So you could be like a good Simon.
Is that what you want?
No, what I want is chili spaghetti.
Could probably make that too. It is your dream.
They get chili spaghetti.
Okay.
What's the roll, Will?
Roll. Yeah,
It's a
I don't
skyline
know.
chili roll.
Call it a roll intelligence, I guess. Roll an intelligence check. Can't hear you, Raph.
I was gonna say I couldn't tell if that was
Oh,
me
I
having.
definitely accidentally muted myself.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I thought that was
a
my
7
internet
though,
again.
because I got an 8 minus 1. Is a
Okay.
7.
You create a bowl of skyline chili, but it's like made out of chalk. Like it's a very crude children's drawing of a bowl of like chili with spaghetti in it.
Just like I remember it. And I think he just kind of dives in.
I think the real question is not what do I want from you,
Mm-hmm.
but what do you want from me? Because I'm the one who keeps getting made here or brought here or whatever.
So you're not the real Simon.
I've been telling you.
Can I do an insight check on Dream Simon?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. My insight is bad. Oh, it's normal. 0. Let's see. I'll roll with my Kelly dice. Hopefully that will give me some good vibes. A 9.
Okay. I mean, he doesn't seem like he's lying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It feels different than when you spoke to Simon. It has always felt different than when you spoke to Simon. There have been like more dream qualities to this. It's not just like you hearing Simon's voice. You've been able to like create a bowl of skyline chili. You've heard your mom's voice. You've like, it's felt more dream-like.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Maybe what you want is to speak to Simon. The real Simon.
I mean, that's true. I do want to speak to Simon. Though I'm not very good with my words, so I'll probably just use my fists. If that's, Do you know where he is?
You don't know where he is, so why would I know where he is?
Maybe in my dream, I remember something. But apparently my dreams are kind of boring, considering we're in a fucking black space, empty void with someone I currently detest, and a bowl of chalk in front of me. So
Could reach out to him.
how would I do that?
I don't know. I mean, he contacted you before. He created some kind of a channel between the two of you. Maybe it still exists.
Hmm.
Maybe if you
know,
went looking for it, you'd find it.
Yeah, I'm pretty smart when I'm asleep. Um, I guess can I like change you into, I don't know, something else?
I don't know. I don't know how it works, to be honest with you.
Hmm.
It is interesting, though, isn't it, that I'm not a
No.
monster or like
Hmm.
even all that bad of a person when you get right down to it. Begins.
Hmm.
If I'm your perception of Simon or some sort of echo,
Hmm.
it's interesting you'd make me like this.
It's hard to forget the past. Simon deserves to be in. Simon deserves to face justice for what he's done. It's hard to let go. He was my closest friend and ally for a very long time. So at least I can pretend here that everything's fine. You make me want to punch him a little bit less, but that might just be you. I can't control myself when we do find him. It might be just straight to the face.
Maybe. Maybe I serve another purpose, multiple purposes.
Hmm. Are you gonna keep being vague? Are you gonna tell me?
You don't think you'd sleep just a little bit better in my arms?
Well, you are a dream, so doesn't everyone?
Dreams can feel quite real.
No, I think I am good. I don't
Very well.
plan on sleeping in your or any Simon version's arms. Don't think I ever
Remember, you have wondered about it. You have
That
thought
was a long
about it.
time ago.
Was it?
5, 6, 10 years.
Until you reconnected.
No.
And
I
telling
think-
me it never crossed your mind.
I think a memory of a want is different than wanting something itself. Is there some like paper? I should write that down, honestly. It's pretty
Suddenly there's paper in your hand.
nice.
You know, It's like lined paper. You have like a number 2 pencil near their
Is it
hand.
like wide ruled or college ruled?
It's like a Scantron.
I'm bubbling it in.
Yeah.
Like 1, 3. This is too hard. I'm suddenly not wearing pants. Like,
Yeah, so,
just
yep.
freaking out.
You're in front of the class giving a report. Yep.
So you're gonna help me look?
I'll go with you, certainly.
Is it normal to smell sausages in dreams?
You flirting with me?
No, I was being literal. You know what? Let's just go.
It's always hard to tell.
Hmm. I was going to say you would know, but I don't think I would know.
You start looking? You ready to go?
I think Max would start looking, but there is a little bit, and I don't know how much of this feeds into everything, I guess. But there is a part of him that kind of hopes to not find it, at least not yet.
Okay.
So I think he's looking because he doesn't know what else to do. And it feels like the dream time of the past however long have been, it could be 30 seconds real time, it could be 6 hours, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he just starts walking.
Okay. Start walking. Simon starts walking beside you.
Mm-hmm. His name's Ugly.
And you walk off into the darkness together. And we're left with just that same pitch black darkness of the room with the door closed in the middle of the night.
It doesn't matter because I failed both checks, but I'm sorry, I should have been rolling them with disadvantage. I forgot about that.
It's all good. Don't worry about it. With that same image of the darkness, pitch black of the room with the doors closed in the dead of night, as the new door creaks open, we see that it is Hunter's empty room. Wayne and Kelly, you peek through the door and you see that the room is empty.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by this, but
I'm not shocked, but I don't love it.
no, definitely worried.
And
Definitely worried.
And they didn't answer you when you called them?
Yeah.
Before?
No. I mean, I don't know. There's not a whole lot we can do about it. Wayne just kind of lifts the badge, says, Hunter, I know these things still work. You don't have to respond, but just know the comms are open if you wanted to. Over and out. Stay safe, please. Out. Over and out now. Now over and out.
And I think we will probably cut away from that to the hillside where, Hunter, you are seated. And I think we sort of established that Callisto was with you. Probably just sort of like laying down and on their belly. They're sort of like sleeping. Like you can see that they're belly is moving up and down. But like one eye is definitely open and looking at you.
I was going to say, I think Callisto's head is in Hunter's lap,
Cool.
and
Cool.
they've just been kind of combing their fingers through Callisto's forelock.
Periodically, I think the Callisto's eye opens and looks up at you. But kind of like lost in thought, and then you hear the badge one more time. And you hear Wayne's message.
I think Hunter does respond because they, at the very least, don't want Wayne to worry. So I think they just say, Wayne, this is Hunter. I'm safe. I'll be back by morning. Over and out.
See you at brunch. Over and out.
They call you back?
Oh yeah, they're good. They'll be back. Just the usual.
All right.
You know, you've had your nighttime strolls. I've had my nighttime strolls.
We've discussed the fact that there's only one reason why I go out at night, and you guys aren't supportive of it. Because it's to rob
This is the
people.
moment. This is our time to be supportive. We gotta break the chain, Kelly.
Right, I'll see you in the morning. I'm done with you.
Good night.
You split up. You go to your respective rooms, turn in for the night.
Mhm.
Your rooms, you turn down the light, blows out. And then, walking through the darkness, see Max Miller with Simon beside him. Max,
Excuse me?
you said you were looking for the real Simon. So you're kind of just walking through this thick, inky darkness.
Mm-hmm.
You said that you are not necessarily trying to. You part of you is hoping you don't find Simon.
Yes.
Okay.
I think, yeah, Max is very much talking the talk, but other than like pure violence, I don't know. Yeah, actually, I do know that he does not have a plan. And at this point is pretty aware that the choices he makes are not usually the brightest choices for the group or potentially for Calderon. So,
Okay.
anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you make me a perception check?
With disadvantage. I'm gonna use my Wayne and Hunter dice. What is my perception? Hold on. Oh, it's 0. Okay. The Wayne and Hunter dice are coming through. Lower with disadvantage, that is a 13.
Okay. Fantastic. With a 13,
Mhm.
you see something up ahead of you in the darkness. It's like a seam. Like there is a seam in the air, and you can see maybe light spilling out from beyond, or like peeking out from beyond.
Hmm.
Like a thin spot.
Hmm. I think Max almost instinctively and almost in like the dream state, takes out from his pocket like a little seam knife, like for sewing, and just like approaches it and just like just tries to crack it open a little bit, just to peek inside. See what
there is light beyond, but it is so bright, and you have been in darkness for so long that it is very hard to see anything.
Okay, fuck it, yeah.
Cool.
Slice that open and just
Okay. Step through.
step through.
You,
I think with one last kind of like check to see if Ugly's gonna follow me or not.
I think when you look around, you don't even see Simon.
Interesting. Okay.
You step through and you kind of like brush the hanging part where you cut the seam out of the way, and you step out of a tent flap, and that is what you've just moved aside with your hand, is the flap of the tent.
Okay.
You're standing in a camp
I don't like this.
that you recognize. There
Yeah.
are people moving around, going about various duties and responsibilities. All of the tents are a sky blue color. Some of them dirtier than others, some of them showing the wear and tear of the road and their years of use. They have a crest on the side of them. This circle emblem with a very like thick white feather. You would recognize the crest of the Azure Knights.
Yeah. That's kind of what I figured.
And you look around and take it all in, and it's very strange and disorienting. You hear a familiar voice say off to one side as a hand falls on your shoulder. It says, "So, this is where you've been hiding." Actually, I think we're going to take a break there.
How could you, you monster?
Just a quick 10-minute break. We'll be right back. Don't go away. We'll be back so soon. Bye.
Stuff happens like it's like warfare, PTSD, labor mines, worker genocide for the sake of profit. It's like it's a lot of stuff that happens in a children's movie, and I used to watch that one a lot as a kid. My grandparents liked that one better than Bug's Life, and they didn't really ever pay attention. They just found like hearing in the background what they heard of Bug's Life was just more annoying to them. So we watched Ants a lot, and I think if they actually paid attention to Ants, that would not have been the case.
It was definitely hornier than A Bug's Life.
It was
Significantly.
hornier.
It was hornier.
It's horny. Also, the ants' faces were like a little too human.
Yeah.
Like a little too uncanny valley.
Yeah.
Like I did not like that.
Both of the movies did have a strong message about like, you know, workers' rights and, you know, all that, which was like, you know.
Yeah.
Good stuff right
You know,
there.
Stuff.
I don't
But then
remember
it was
across
couched
as strongly in Ants.
In Ants, I think it dealt a lot more with like I said, like PTSD and like forced labor camps and that kind of stuff. So it's like a very different kind of a message.
I literally only remember the scene where there's like gum on a shoe and they get picked up and they just get like continuously stepped on over and over again, which might have been, you know,
the pivotal scene.
That was the other terrifying implication of that movie, was that like humans exist in that world, and in A Bug's Life, you know, there are only like hints about humans existing.
Yeah, there's like trash, but they make it into a circus.
Yeah.
Like, how cute.
It's all super fun.
but they're just like
Sorry,
full-on
too.
people in ants.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, this is so fucked.
Oh yeah, there's also that scene where they're at the picnic and there's like that
no, that's the
plastic
scene with the
covered.
gum. Yeah.
And that's
Oh,
when they kill the one wasp, the female wasp, and the other wasp literally like starts flying into open beer bottles to drown his sorrows because his
Yep.
wife died.
I need to rewatch that movie.
Shit's dark.
That movie lives here. It's all
I feel
here.
like a lot of
That
movies live
explains
there.
so much about you, Julia.
I mean, they all live there. Every movie lives there.
Yeah. They
Yeah,
just
but
get
some
like
people forget.
into consciousness again.
Some people
Yeah.
forget these things. I
That
don't.
movie lives there, but it like doesn't pay its rent. You know, we got
Yeah.
cockroaches now because it's just not paid attention to.
Just squatting.
It's just
Just
squatting at
honestly.
this point.
squatters' rights, dude.
Squatters'
so-
rights.
Squatters' rights. It's never
Very
gonna
valid.
leave.
Ants
You
are
don't remember the
squatters,
war
right?
scene where he just finds the guy's head? Because that's the aftermath of warfare. Does no one else remember him just finding the guy's head?
Oh, I remember it.
JD, do you?
No.
Just Will? Just
He
me
still
and Will?
talks though. Like he's
He
still
does.
talking.
The horse?
The head.
The head.
Oh.
The other ant head.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Thanks for
Anyway,
sticking around. Fireworks are really heating up now. You can probably hear them. Probably coming through all of our microphones, more or less. But definitely mine.
I can't. Oh,
Who was that?
That was Nisa playing Rust. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
That's wonderful.
Yeah,
Hold on, I need to take a picture of my child.
unrelated to the fireworks. Yeah. So Max. Holy shit! Wait, Corey, can you do that again? Oh no, Wayne's in the way.
Get out of the way, Wayne.
Yeah, look at that. Oh, perfect.
Aw,
Just a quick
little Junie baby.
Junie break.
PP.
Staring at the camera like this, though.
Yeah. So aware.
She's just always there. If anybody was wondering why I'm looking off camera all the time, it's because she's staring at me. I also have my dice right there, and she's just like knocking
Yeah.
it over constantly, but they're metal, so it's like super loud.
She's just staring at you like, who the fuck are you talking to?
What are you doing?
That's
There's
her.
nobody there. Cool. Well, hey, Max.
Yeah,
Max
what's up?
When we left off for our break, you had just felt a hand on your shoulder
Mm-hmm.
and heard somebody say, so that's what you've been hiding.
I think Max definitely, like, when he walks out into the scene, takes like is very much thrown a little bit out of balance because it's a little too real. But I think when whoever does that, I think he just kind of like startled looks over. Yeah.
You turn around and you see Simon. But it's Simon as he looked when you were both in the Azure Knights.
I think he just kind of like smiles and just says, "What do you mean? I've been here the whole time."
Well, no, you haven't been, because I've been waiting since our last conversation for you to come find me.
Well, here I am. What the fuck is this?
I had to go somewhere where I knew you would look for me.
So this is what your dreams are like? You dream of the nights?
This is more of a memory.
Hmm.
Obviously yours, since you're you.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm here. Where are you?
Are you going to try to come kill me if I tell you?
You know, I wish I could say very confidently that I would. But there's a very good looking, ugly version of you back there that hmm, I don't know, asking some good questions. I don't think I would kill you immediately. We could maybe talk.
But we can do that right here, right now.
Hmm. Hmm. Mm, nah. I think it's a little unfair. You know where I am. Just give me a clue. It's like a game. I'm sure you're bored of whatever you're doing.
I'm very busy.
It doesn't mean you're not bored.
I will say the funeral was touching, wasn't it?
You weren't there.
I'm so sure.
You can't have been there.
Why is that?
You didn't deserve to be there. Why would you be there? I think you enjoy fucking with me. And I wish you would try to just, you know, fuck with me in person. If you were at the funeral, because said I.
Maybe I was there because of the immense, crushing guilt that I felt for all of the awful things that I had done.
Is that true?
Would you believe me if I said yes?
I believed you before. You can't be mad at me for being distrustful now.
I'm not angry with you, Max. I understand perfectly why you would want to kill me. We are more alike than we ever have been before.
You keep saying things like that, but I don't think you understand. Or maybe it's me who doesn't understand. You know, ugly was also very vague, and I would appreciate someone speaking to me clearly.
Because we have both made bargains with things vastly more powerful than we are.
I didn't have a choice.
You're so sure that I did.
Do you know about your past?
What do you mean?
Who are you connected with that forced you to go into this bargain?
No one forced me.
So it was a choice.
No one forced you either, Max. Still a choice.
Mm. You don't understand. I didn't make a bargain with anyone. It was forced onto me when I came here. Maybe even before then.
She didn't offer you power. You didn't accept it.
I'm not going to lie to you. I did. But that was much, much later. We were already intertwined in ways that I cannot yet.
And
yet,
we have both made deals. Bad ones.
you think that your deal is going to help.
I want to break my deal. I want to be free of it, as I'm sure you do too.
I don't understand. Because last time we spoke, you presented this to me, this idea, this dream that I could be free from this forced bargain. But it involved your bargain and assisting it.
It does.
Okay. How does that free you and in turn free me?
I have been charged with a few tasks. And when they are done, I will be free.
What are
And
they?
I can't tell you unless you accept, unless you come with me. I have negotiated, Max. When I am freed, he will also free you.
And you trust this dreamer? You think that this all-powerful ancient creature gives a fucking shit about you or me or our freedom? We've both been used before. Look around, you've made a pretty fucking good memory of it. And joining the line doesn't really help.
Is that what it is, Max? Or has it always just been easier for you to have somebody tell you what to do?
Is that not what you're doing as well? I think you're right. I think we are pretty similar. I think we both have a hard time trying to do anything without being told, without running away.
Except I'm trying to do something about it, and you seem content to just let it be.
You don't know anything. You think I'm content like this? You think I'm happy being followed around all the time for 10, maybe even more years, knowing no peace, only destruction?
And I am offering you a way out.
By joining some other cause. And this is the same shit that we went through 10 years ago all over again. The Azure Knights owed you, and we were going to be free together if we would just stay a little longer. I'm not saying I made the correct choice by running away, but staying would not have made a difference.
Then make your choice again and run away.
I'm not going to do that. You don't see me running. I'm trying to find you this time. If there's a shred of any good left in you, Simon, you will tell me where you are.
I want to help you, Max. I want to save you, but I'm not stupid. If I tell you where I am, you'll come try to kill me.
I won't. I will come to you, but I won't try to kill you. Not until you give me a reason to.
You will come to me. Once things get bad, which they will.
Then help me
Once
stop
she-
that.
I'm trying. I'm trying, Max.
I don't
But this is the
understand
path.
why. I don't understand why we have to constantly be at odds. If you have the same goal as I do, to free yourself and free Anoon from these extreme swinging, I don't know, rope. This one side on the Dreamer, one side of the Danon. I know that we're currently fighting on opposite ends, but I don't think helping either goal or either side is going to fix this. I can't help someone who is out here destroying people. You know that, right? If you were truly at the funeral, you saw the consequences of your actions.
I didn't say anything about saving a noon, Max.
Then what? You plan on being free? Running off to somewhere else, somewhere other than a noon? There is nothing.
You came from somewhere. There will be costs. There will be heavy costs.
I will not sacrifice this place. I will not sacrifice these people and the people I love for the sake of freedom, for my freedom or yours. I'm trying to not be selfish anymore or run away or be stupid. I'm not a perfect person, but you know,
The difference between us, Max, because there is no cost so high that I wouldn't pay it for us to be free and together.
I grieve for you. But it seems that your dreams and mine don't align.
I thought that might be the case. Not yet. If you look for me, I'm sure you'll find me. But I don't think you will. Not until things get bad. Not until
Why
you
is that?
start losing control and losing yourself to her. Not until she owns more and more of you. Not until something happens where you hurt somebody that you care about. And when you have nothing left, that's when you'll find me.
Well, if you want to find me, you know where I am.
I do. Take care of yourself, Max.
I don't have to do that alone.
Not yet.
Not ever. I think if it's possible, Max is kind of like, again, in that dream state of like, unsure what is happening. And he's holding on to the the seam cutters. And I think he just turns away and just cuts straight into the air, trying to remind
Cool.
himself that this is like fake. This isn't a real place.
Yeah, I think that's very fair, and I think you wake up. You cut into air, and you hear the sound of the seams ripping, and you feel the slight resistance as you cut through the fabric. You wake up. But before that, we're going to cut back to the hillside. Hunter, how long are you staying there?
I think Hunter is sitting there for about 2 hours. At which point they would get Callisto up and mount up. And then I think they're gonna go riding until almost dawn.
You start to ride. You mount up on Callisto and you start to ride. It doesn't take you long to realize that something is off. You've never known Callisto to get tired before. But you're only riding for an hour or so before she starts to trot. And you can coax like bursts of speed, but she doesn't seem able to sustain it.
And that would very much worry Hunter. So I think at that point they would head back. Not sure what's going on, not sure what's wrong, and not wanting to be this far outside of the gates if this is what is happening.
It takes you a little bit longer than it normally would to get back because Callisto is so tired. And I think once you get through the gates of Calderon and dismount, it's clear to you that she is exhausted. You see like foam at the corners of her mouth. She looks at you, and I think you recognize the look. It's almost, you understand the meaning behind it. I'll say it's almost apologetic, but it is like asking for permission to go back to wherever she comes from.
And Hunter would run their hand down Callisto's neck, tell her that she was so good and she did such a great job. I think hold Callisto's face in their arms for just a moment and kiss the center of their head and then send them back.
And I know we've talked about this a couple times before, but what does it look like when you like dismiss Callisto?
Typically, what it just looks like is Callisto scattering into thorn and roses.
I don't think it looks any different this time. She disappears in a swirl of thorn and rose petals. And it's not quite dawn yet, but I think you can, by the time you get back, you can see you start making your way up to the keep, I'm assuming.
There's a moment where Hunter definitely hesitates and thinks about just. They do actually hesitate. I think they stop at the stables on the way there, and since they're already there, take care of feeding the horses and making sure everything's set up. But after that, they would continue on their way up
Cool.
to the keep.
I think as you are passing Max's door, heading to your own, maybe you even hesitate for a second outside of Max's door. And you hear in the silence, the pre-dawn silence, this sudden, sharp intake of breath.
Hunter would push open Max's door just out of worry.
Max, you wake up from your dream and you are sitting up and you look around your room and you see that the door opened and you see Hunter sort of peeking around.
I think Hunter would see that Max has been clearly crying, I guess. Just like unconsciously. I think that probably started around the time when he walked into the camp.
So clear level of exhaustion.
Yay! Only 2 levels now. Thank you. I forgot about that. And I think he looks over at
Probably a bit dirty just from having been outside with Callisto for as long as they were. They've, clearly been crying, but you knew that from everything on the beach.
You're used to that also.
We're used to that. Hunter's just always crying. Just assume that's their default state.
Nice. Just always has like streaks.
Yeah, big
Permanent
deck
mascara
energy.
tears.
Yeah. Beautiful. I think as soon as he makes eye contact, I think he just gets out of bed and walks over and just wraps his arms around Hunter. And just says, "It's not true."
What's not true, Max? What are you okay?
I'm okay now. How are you?
Oh, I'm
sorry, but you look like shit.
I
in the best way, like a really good, like a nice shit. Sorry. I'm just like wiping tears.
Hunter does not know how to respond to that, and it's just like, I'm fine. I was out for a bit. I haven't slept. I'm fine.
And I think Max kind of like holds Hunter's face and just uses his fingers to like brush the tears away. And says, seems we've both had a bit of a rough night. You don't have to lie to me. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was bad.
I mean, what's going on, Max? Don't worry about me. What's going? What happened?
Everything's fine. Get some sleep, and then we can talk.
No, we can talk now. What's Max?
Just like starts kind of
Max,
walking them, pushing them.
Max, I'm not going to be able to sleep if I'm thinking about what's going on with you and not knowing.
Let's at least get you lying down. Close your eyes. I'll tell you like a bedtime story about what happened. Because I'm awake.
Horrible
I'm
thing?
good.
That's not a bedtime. Okay. You know.
I've never told a bedtime story. I don't really know. So.
If that is how you will tell me, then that is how I will listen.
Okay. And just like pushes Hunter into their room.
And there's definitely, in that case, a moment where Hunter's like, I'm not getting into bed in these clothes, and realizes that Max is there and does not know what to do. And it's just like, could you turn?
The commitment.
So I was having a dream. And just starts and just shares it.
Are you saying everything?
I think the important things. I feel like there's some context that is kind of impossible to to like talk through in like right now, I guess. I think the main points that he hits is that he found Simon in the mindscape, and Simon confessed that he is working for the Dreamer, and that they want Max to join them at the cost of maybe everything, but to gain both of their freedom from these bargains. I think that's about what he'll say.
I'm not going to talk about the chili or the spaghetti. We're leaving that out.
I definitely will, man. Thank you. I'd forgotten about that. Yes, definitely we'll talk about the chili. But we'll make it be like, oh, it was just like Skyline meant it to be.
Just like home.
Skyline Chili would be proud. Hashtag ad sponsored, please.
Jesus. Can you imagine?
Skyline, sponsor us, you cowards.
I would happily. But yeah. Definitely get lost in the weeds of like the Skyline Chili and then catch up to the actual important stuff. Yeah.
Did that include, just so I have a sense, that include Max talking about the fact that he'd been seeing the potentially other version of Simon in his dream? Or did it sound like there were just two separate instances? Because he had told Hunter about the first one. So
I think he like if Hunter asks, I think Max would just be like, yeah, there was like God damn you. I think he would just clear it up and be like, yeah, there's like this weird dream version. And then I think the real version, but is also in a dream, very confusing.
and so Max, you're not taking this deal, right?
No. Sorry, that didn't sound very convincing. No, I'm not.
Raph, roll a deception check.
What? Wait, do I still get disadvantage?
You don't have to roll a deception check.
I was like, why are you making? I mean, yes, chef, but also why? Okay. I'm curious about my conditions, though.
Hunter looks relieved when Max says that he's not planning to take the deal.
I'm not going to have this whole world burn just so I can run away again.
That's very noble of you, Max.
Thank you. I'm trying. So hard. Trying so hard.
So hard. God bless him.
Did Max... I know Max talked before with Hunter about his fears of the Raven Queen making him do something terrible. Did he bring that up again this time?
No.
Then what are you going to do about your deal with the Raven Queen? Because you seemed pretty desperate when we were talking before.
Yeah. I think that was before they made it clear that the cost of breaking this pact was probably ending Anoon as we know it. So, what am I gonna do? I don't know. I think just try to minimize it as much as I can. Yeah. I'm I may have grabbed a couple sausages on the way. I did see the note. I will grab the note as well.
You brought Hunter some sausages?
Fortunately,
Hunter's
they're
vegetarian.
vegan. Yeah.
Yeah, vegan, so no. You left me some carrots, maybe.
Cucumber, zucchini.
Cucumber's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think Max is just sitting next to the bed, kind of like almost like it's petting Hunter's head, while talking, just to do something with his hand. And just says, you don't have to tell me what happened to you right now. I know you're tired. So just sleep and we can talk later.
I needed help making a choice.
Fair.
Hunter is quiet for a moment and then says, I think you might not be the only person we need to be worried about losing control, Max.
Mm.
Something's happening with me. And I don't know what it means, but I think there was a chance that last night I could have done something that
Yeah, Justin, fucking
hurt
grip
people.
it and rip it, baby. Slop that down, dude. Shit, yeah,
Thank
dude.
you.
Crack one for the big boy.
Thank you so much for your donation.
Yeah.
One of these here
Um,
no rolling sessions, but we'll put it in the bank. Thanks so much.
I thought you got your powers from like the woods or something. Trees, maybe? I don't understand it totally, sorry.
Something like that. I carry a piece of Ak with me. And that piece was very angry. And my magic isn't working the way it usually does.
Can you talk to this Auk?
I tried, I couldn't get a sense for what was going on, but there was so much anger. I think it's that I've disappointed everyone.
I think this is a really fucked up and kind of messy situation. I think we've all done some stupid stuff. But that you shouldn't feel bad about making mistakes. That's normal. Honestly, I've made a lot and I'm still here. So I don't know if that helps, but yeah. If what you're saying is true, then maybe tomorrow we can, or at least when you rest, maybe we can check with Kelly and Wayne and see if their powers are acting different.
I guess that makes sense. I mean, nothing different is happening with your powers, right?
No, but I'm getting weird dreams, so. Also, I got a note saying to talk to Mirden, so I don't think. I think this is on the radar. And I think that you shouldn't worry too much. Everything's going to be fine.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure you're right.
And sleep helps. So
I know you have to speak with Mirden, but would you stay for a while?
I'll stay.
Thank you.
And Hunter, eventually, exhaustion overtakes you and wins out, and you find yourself falling asleep. Max, what are you doing? You have this note to speak to Mirden.
Yeah.
I think you probably have heard stirring from Kelly and Wayne by this point.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to let Hunter sleep, it sounds like. So,
Yes.
about a day before the council meets, I'm kind of assuming Hunter's going to sleep unless you have something else you want to do. But does anybody else have anything they want to do during that day?
I mean, besides trying to get word to Calfell, where Lindsay is, to have him come,
Yeah,
I probably
can do
send
that.
it. Yeah, I was gonna say the people of Calfell are under the impression that I am Dion's niece,
Mm-hmm.
so I think it's
Mm.
not impossible for me to get a letter to her through the rest of the crew to be like, can you just like tell him something happened to his father and that he should probably come down and keep an eye on him.
Yeah,
Not
absolutely.
a lie.
It's not a lie. It's
not a
very
lie.
true.
Yeah, you can absolutely send that letter to Calfell via Dion.
Yeah. And then other than that, I'm probably sticking pretty close to the keep, either just in case I hear anything from
Mm-hmm.
Mirrodin, but also just to spend time with like Edmund and such.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yeah,
am
you do.
around.
Yeah, you do get a little bit of time with Edmund for sure, even though he is very busy.
Yeah.
Wayne, are you doing anything? Or are you just sticking to
Um,
Max?
I did my best to get in contact with a group of, spies or just local children to spread rumors
Local
that
orphans.
local orphans to spread rumors that man still pees the bed.
Okay.
You just
And
go
I
find
just-
those kids who you
Yeah.
signed autographs for, and you were like,
Yeah.
"Hey
Oh, yeah.
guys,
Like some teenagers too, some like real mean teenagers, if I can. Just anybody I can kind of get around. Hey guys, it's me, Wayne Hovacek. I know, and go through. Hopefully that rumor gets around before the next council meeting.
Roll a persuasion check.
Hell, friggin' yeah! I get a +6. That is, oh boy, that's a nat 20.
Hell yeah.
fuck this man's reputation."
Oh my god, it's
absolutely.
fact. It's not even a rumor anymore.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
He wakes up bed wet, dude.
Ooh.
No, they think it's hilarious and they just start running with it. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Amazing.
There's some kind of nickname that definitely gets started. I can't figure out what all of it is, but they'd have to start calling him Pants something.
There's like
There-
a song that goes around like,
Yeah.
Mance, he pissed his pants.
Yeah, there it is. That's the
Hell
one.
yeah.
Yeah, that song starts going around.
People start singing it at bars.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Hell yeah.
It's a great drinking song.
Yeah, you can't step into a bar in Calderon from this point forward without hearing, Mance, he pissed his pants. Incredible. Yeah, you do that for sure. Max,
Mm-hmm.
what are you doing?
So I think once Hunter falls asleep, I think he leans over, gives him a little kiss on the forehead, and then walks out, closes the door as quietly as possible, and tries to honestly head toward Mirrodin, but also like trying to kind of, oh, you know what? I think he's walking towards Mirrodin and then just MVP Wayne, you there?
This is MVP to Baby Bird. Baby Bird, I am here. Hello.
Where are you? Thanks for the sausages, by the way.
Baby Bird, I am downstairs having my morning brunch, waiting for everyone else to show up.
Am I missing
Just
brunch?
standing invitation. I just assumed everybody was going to show up. It's a little embarrassing to be at couples brunch alone.
You want to pack me up a box and come on up to... I gotta go meet with Mirden, I guess.
Yeah, I'll make you a little doggy bag.
Nice.
And then he summons Borkus, and he's like, "You can't see it because you're not here, but I summoned Borkus when I said doggy bag, and I'm gonna hand him the bag to like walk along with me." It was really funny if you saw it.
It's a good
Oh,
bit.
Max is laughing. You can't hear it, but he thinks it's really fucking funny.
And a short
cool.
time later, you have Wayne and Borkus show up. Borkus drops the bag in your hand, and then he melts into chocolate milk.
There's
A very like
the egg is
weary,
leaking.
very weary worker comes up with like a mop and a bucket, and just like starts cleaning up the chocolate milk.
I'll go ahead and mark the second level spell slot.
So if you were to dispel Borkus and someone was like, could you get like a bite of chocolate milk?
Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
Definitely. You could just have him like stand over you, and then Wayne could dismiss him, and then you just get a face full of chocolate milk.
Sick.
He just
That would be
melts into the
nice.
ground.
I'm just imagining
like,
Max just like on the
bucket.
floor, like
Yeah,
licking
yeah.
it up.
It's horrific. The things,
Not that desperate.
listen, the
He would
things
do that for
Max has
Skyline
put.
Chili, though.
Listen, the things Max has put into his mouth at this point.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Half
Licking
of
the
it.
floor of hot chocolate, absolutely. That's the line right there.
Max ate
That's-
worms.
That's his
That's the
line.
line.
Max
it. I've got
Max
the-
ate sentient worms.
And like zombie feet.
Yeah.
Mhm, yeah.
That's
And
pretty
he
good.
enjoyed the zombie feet. He's
Yeah.
explicitly
We
said
were
so on more than
supposed
one.
to. We were.
Yeah, but you were a little too
starving.
enthusiastic when there was
Yeah.
nobody
I
around
was
besides
trying
us.
to fit in.
You're trying to fit the whole thing in your mouth.
Kelly's that lives forever
Toes and
as a
all.
suspicious tally against you in Kelly's mind.
A red flag, an orange
Yeah.
flag.
Max is really into fitness. Foot in my mouth.
In more than one way.
Yeah.
Really into dragging these toes across his tongue.
Anyway,
Yeah, Max
You're
was just
outside of the sanctum.
chomping out of this bag, and yeah, with Wayne, I'm going to go see Mirrodin.
Okay. You put your hand up, and like, I think the wards on the door of the sanctum recognize you because you've been training with Mirrodin. And so you
Mhm.
see them do the same thing where they flash and then the light kind of dims. You know that it's safe to go in, and you hear a voice beyond that says, "Enter."
Enter. And we do. I'm assuming Wayne comes with.
You step into the sanctum, and it's clear that like you caught Mirrodin meditating. Maybe he's in the middle of the circle, and he's sort of sitting cross-legged, and without opening his eyes, he just like raises an eyebrow and says, "You have something like right there." It's like egg or sausage. I'm not sure, but just yes, thank you.
Definitely egg.
Have your companions filled you in? He'll stand up.
Unless the note said specifically. Nope.
Let's say when I came with the doggy bag,
Okay.
I told you a little bit about.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, by the way, now that we're together, blah 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 blah. A little bit more in depth. He is still a pervert. And then we open the door.
Once pervert, always pervert. I think right before we walk into, Max is going to be like, "That's funny. I have been having weird dreams," and then just like walk in.
Great.
Yeah.
And then I'll assume you're up to speed.
So your question. Somewhat under control. But Wayne mentioned something about the Dreamweavers, how the spiders are supposed to protect us from our dreams, from the dreamer. So what the fuck? Is my spider dead?
I'm not sure.
I guess I
There
try
could
to
be any-
cast detect thoughts.
Oh no, I think when you reach for it, you can feel it like wriggling
Oh, okay.
against your brain.
Okay. Still there.
There could be any number of explanations for this. The hypothesis could have been mistaken, but also it's possible. Do you tell him everything?
Of what? Like
The
the
two
dreams?
Simons and the dreams and all of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
So, just out of curiosity, does Wayne dream, and has he dreamed since getting the spiders?
So it's a little curious, right? Because you might not translate like the way that you are thinking it would.
Oh, gotcha.
Hard to say, but yeah,
He
Mirrodin will
won't
say,
mention the Skyline chili to
Sure.
Mirrodin.
"That's fine."
But he would know.
Maybe I think he would. Oh, he doesn't deserve it. I think he would just kind of say something and then just kind of look at Wayne and then continue.
Seems like
So-
sometimes I dream of Skyline Chili too.
Damn, I miss
Whispers
it.
it under his breath.
Cursed objects, terrible food.
So what's ailing me, Doc?
It's possible that this first Simon is a product of your own mind, your own imagination.
That's what they say. Can we, just so we're clear, in the dream, his name is Ugly, just so it's very clear. We already had the Hunter situation. I don't need a Simon situation. So Ugly and then Simon will be Simon. And then
I truly
Ugly.
hope that I will never have to reference either of these individuals ever again. So, this Simon, you went looking for him.
Yes. Ugly suggested I do that. So I didn't have anything else to do. I was sitting in the dark.
Which may explain why the Dreamweaver was not protecting you from this contact from the Dreamer. You made the contact. You sought it out.
But the first time I didn't.
It's fair.
Still made contact.
I wish I knew more about how they worked. I mean, if I could study one, then perhaps we could get somewhere. But
Do you want mine?
Yeah, you can study mine if you want.
that would be helpful. That would be a start. Which he will grab a jar from like against the wall and we'll look between the two of you and we'll say, which one?
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. All right, I'm gonna roll off for you.
I'm going to interrupt this because I think probably it's for the best that Max have more protection.
I got an 8.
Given-
Fuck.
Oh.
Makes sense.
Given the contact has already been made.
Wayne, like, get in there, Doc. Whatever you need, I'm ready.
If you try to get the spider to leave, I think you encounter resistance. But make a charisma check for me.
Absolutely, DM. That's a 15 plus my charisma is probably 2. 17.
Okay. 17,
Charm
that's
the
enough,
spider.
yeah. So you definitely encounter some resistance when you like think about the spider leaving. You feel it like wriggling, and the wriggling intensify, and it's a very strange, uncomfortable sensation. But a little, it gives in fairly easily. You don't have to apply your will too much, and these sort of long, spindly, almost translucent legs peer out of Wayne's ear, followed by the body of the Dreamweaver, the spider body, equally translucent. And it almost
This is gnarly, dude.
it almost
Still holding-
willingly,
What?
yeah.
Where is it? I don't see it.
It almost willingly crawls into the jar.
That shit's in our brains.
Yes?
I forgot about how weird they are. No offense, I say to the spider.
I will need some time to examine it before I'm able to determine anything about its nature, how it works.
I'm gonna miss that little dude. Was literally nothing but helpful.
If you feel strongly about it, I mean, I'm happy to return it to you. I'm personally quite dubious at letting things into my brain, but to each their own.
Those is perverted thoughts.
Is there anything else?
You called me here, so
And we've addressed the matter that I brought you here to discuss.
Oh, I guess I do have a question. Simon mentioned being able to break my pact with the Raven. Is that even possible?
You are bound to the Raven Queen by your blood. If there was no Raven Queen, there would be nothing for you to be bound to. And the Danan and the Dreamer are natural enemies.
Okay. Well, I feel like that's something we were going to do anyway.
Kill the Raven Queen.
Right. Is that not what we're here to do?
Max, we're not sure what we're here to do. We don't know if it's possible to kill a Danan. No one has.
Has anyone...
They call me the hero of this world. The best that I could do was stick them somewhere else.
Right, but you don't share blood with them.
Oh, that's true. This fucking guy.
I'm fucking smart, dude.
Dude, I can tell.
Thank you. Has anyone else been like us?
Could they kill each other?
It's never happened before. It's possible. I suppose it's certainly possible. They've had disagreements, they've had arguments, they've had fights. None of them have ever died. They don't. understand the concept, quite frankly.
Hmm.
The most notable thing about the relationship between the Danan and humanity is a fundamental inability to understand immortality. When humans, man, came to Anun, the fairest, one of the Danan, became obsessed with Alor, the young pirate who had captained one of the vessels from the Nightlands to these shores. And she favored him. Above all else, she doted on him. To the point that when he died, she was enraged, inconsolable, but not capable of understanding what had happened. And when she appeared at his bedside after he passed, she saw his son, and that rage evaporated. Because in her mind, she couldn't tell the difference between them.
Hmm.
She couldn't understand that he had died and this was his child. In her mind, the child was him. Age means nothing to them. Death means nothing to them.
Us. Other than being able to return here.
They don't understand you. Us, they don't
They clearly
understand
have
us.
an interest.
They are fascinated.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about me and Wayne and Hunter and Kelly
I see what you're saying, yes.
and Brian.
I don't know. I'm not sure they do either. You were a means to an end, and now that they're here,
They clearly still want something, or else they would have broken off with us a long time ago. Right?
only one of them, suppose two of them, if you count what has made any effort to have a relationship with you.
Hmm.
They tried to kill us. Probably.
Unless you're so inconsequential you're not a threat. Thus they are just as fascinated by you as they are with the rest of humanity.
This is slightly different. What do you know about Auk?
Semi-sentient spirit of the planet itself.
Has Auk ever been known to be violent?
What have you heard?
Nothing.
Roll a deception check.
Okay. What is my deception? Okay. Not horrible, but I do have -2, so Hunter dice, don't kill me now. Okay. So with the disadvantage, that's a 5.
Oh,
Okay, cool. Well, you got a 20, not natural.
Okay, cool.
So,
Dirty. Dirty like him. So
Wayne has really bad passive insight and knows you were lying. He's like, I wonder why he's lying about that. It's kind of weird.
it's like weird.
he's like,
Weird.
no.
Wayne also like knows about Ock, so he's like,
He's
kind of
like-
weird.
Like, what a weird thing to lie about.
Yeah.
Max, what have you heard? without lying.
It's not for me to say. I won't speak for them.
Fine. Then we'll talk about it after the council meeting.
Sure.
Maybe when all parties can be present.
Mm. Mm. You're not going to hurt the spider, are you?
Why would I? No, I won't.
You're not going to like feed it sand or some shit?
No.
I don't know what gross things you get up to in your dark tower.
That spider's a friend of mine. Just
Yeah.
keep that in mind.
Be respectful.
Be respectful. Come on.
Nothing will happen to the spider. I think we're done here.
Yeah.
I go to give him a high five before we go.
He stares at your hand for a second like he is gonna play dumb, and then he remembers that that he spent hundreds of years on Earth and is like, and then high fives you begrudgingly.
All right, have a good one.
Yeah. I think Max like nods and like bows a little bit and like, but actually thank you for your help. Kind of out of Wayne's earshot. But thank you, and I hope we get to train again soon.
Let you know what happens at the meeting.
Boring. Closes the door.
Gonna say a little bit of time passes. Hunter, you wake up. I think maybe later than you mean to. And I think it is around lunchtime where if you go looking for your
still
fellows,
brunch time.
Still brunch time technically. If you go looking for your fellows, your friends, that you would find them probably dining together. I think Edmund would also be with you because the council meeting is taking place.
Cute.
Yeah, Kelly is not going to acknowledge to Wayne that she skipped brunch to hang out.
Wayne is
elsewhere.
kind of embarrassed right now that it's about to be the two couples and then Wayne.
Kelly's like, you've met Lindsay Ardane, right, Wayne? I think you and him might get along.
Max is just like sipping ale, like not nodding involved.
Lindsay hasn't made it yet. You haven't received a reply from Lindsay either, but I think as you are sitting there enjoying brunch together, you see somebody enter the dining hall. They are dressed very officially as sort of a staff member of the keep. You've seen people wearing the same sort of like pretty basic doubleted uniform that bears, the crest of Calderon on the breast. And he enters the room and looks around a little bit frantic. And his eyes fall on your table, and he makes a beeline directly for you. And when he reaches you, he bows and says, I am so sorry to interrupt your meal, Hunter. You have been summoned to the council.
What?
I'm to take you there immediately.
Oh, okay. Yes, of course.
Max
So you're to
stands up
take
as
us
well.
there.
Yeah,
so we're
yeah.
all
And Max
going-
just starts going.
He kind of like his eyebrows, and he kind of like starts to protest, and it's like, I was only told to.
Even if we have to stay outside of the chamber, we're still coming at least as far as the door.
That's all right. We know where the council chambers are. Just kind of walk past them. All right, guys. We know where we need to go.
Yeah, I think it gives him like a very hard like slap on the shoulder as he just walks past.
He
This
looks
guy's doing
he
his
looks
job.
apprehensive, but we'll walk with you and kind of like walk ahead of the rest of you to lead you out of the dining hall and up the stairs to the council chambers. And once he gets there, once he walks you there, he will kind of pause, stand out, flank the door, and like give you a nod, Hunter.
And Hunter will briefly kind of look back at the others. They look very uneasy, but just try to give the worst reassuring smile that any human being has ever attempted and just say, I'm sure it'll be fine. You will all be right out here. I have no idea what they could be wanting to ask of me, but I'm sure it's fine.
If it's not fine, Kelly like gestures to where the wyvern badge is.
Mm-hmm.
You've got this. You've got a fine set of lungs. We'll be here.
And I think Max too like puts a hand on your shoulder and casts protection from evil and good, just in case.
Yeah, Wayne also casts heroism.
Okay. Hunter, you feel very bolstered by the magic of your friends. You open the door and you step in.
I do, and I think Hunter is standing a bit straighter than they usually would, and takes a deep breath, but then just walks right in, folds their hands behind their back, and tries to look as polished and presentable as is possible.
Okay. When you walk in, it is clear to you that you have stepped into the middle of a heated exchange. Generally speaking, the members of the council that stand or are seated around the table, some of them are seated, some of them are standing. And there are a great many raised voices, but notably among them, you would hear Mirden's familiar voice saying, "It is a mistake, or it is a trick. And while I do not know the truth, we will ascertain it." And standing across the table from him, also on his feet, is an equally heated Mansardane, who
His pants are down.
who replies and says, "I couldn't agree more. An investigation is more than warranted." And then seems to spot you standing by the door, Hunter, snaps the fingers of his good hand, and points at you and says, "Good. Well, Mirden, your testimonial has arrived. You swear to answer the questions that this council puts before you."
Hunter looks to Mirden to try and gauge his response to this.
He gives you an almost apologetic look.
I didn't say honestly.
In which case, Hunter says, if that's the purpose of me being brought to you, then of course.
Good. I'm to understand that you lived among the Orn? That you were raised by them? That you lived among them?
I was, yes, I did.
Then perhaps you can explain to me, and he holds up a bit of parchment in his hand, why this council body has received a call for raid from a border town that has been set ablaze by Orn raiders.
I think that there must be more to what happened beyond that. Those that I was with would not have done something like that.
He sort of waves a hand dismissively at what you says and says, we have all heard, of course, the stories of the peaceful, the pacifist nature of the Orn and their culture. But the fact remains that just as many stories of that exist as stories of, well, all-out war.
Well, yes, because if I am to understand that history correctly, when you put someone's back to a wall, what other choice do you give them?
Sorry, I just need 1 second here. Actually, I remember. Yes, of course. Of course, yes. This is the nature of everything, of course, every being alive, but this wall that you speak of is a subjective thing. Who
In what way?
determines where the wall is? Who determines what actions constitute having your back against it? How far, how much would it take for the Orn to push back? And Hunter, as he speaks, the more he talks, the more he runs his stupid mouth about stuff that he has no understanding of whatsoever, the angrier you feel yourself getting. And I need you to make a charisma saving throw with disadvantage.
Before I do that, Will, would you allow Hunter to say one thing?
Absolutely.
Okay, because before we make this roll that I think we all know is going to go terribly, because my modifier is a 0.
You could use advantage and make it flat. We got a donation.
Hunter just looks Mance up and down and says, "That's so easy for someone like you to say. Someone who has never known hardship, someone who has had all the privilege just handed to them. Of course you would say the wall is subjective. You are not someone who can judge that because you have never been in that position and you never will be."
Well, I never.
Get fucked, Mance.
Is Hunter within 10 feet of Wayne if Wayne is leaned up against the wall?
No.
Wayne's like pressed up against it, trying to spread his goodwill into the room.
Wayne's got his like a glass to the door.
That is a 3.
A 3. A 3.
With advantage?
A 3.
With disadvantage. That is a 3.
You didn't take that.
I'm accepting it. I think
That's
this is a fair time to have disadvantage.
What a waste. That a blast.
Oh,
God.
Fuck that guy, though.
Yeah, kill him.
Fuck that guy. Rage floods through your body. Uncontrollable rage. You lose track of yourself, of time, of space for a moment. And when you come back to yourself, when you realize what is happening, you have already started to leap across the table. One hand stretched out in front of you to grab Mansardane. The other cocked back with thorny spines protruding from the patch of the bark-like substance that covers your arm, with a green, viscous liquid dripping from the ends of them. I'm going to need you to make a primal savagery attack roll. Next time.
Oh my god!
Because we're going to end our
You can't
session
leave
there.
me like this. You can't leave me like this, Will.
Oh my god,
We'll pick
doggy.
right back up with that roll the next time that we play. What? It's fine. It's fine.
No, that's so far away.
It's just 2 weeks. We'll be back in 2 weeks, as far as I know.
Don't say it like that.
I don't know. Sometimes people are like, "Oh, I got things to go on." I got things that are going on. Cool. Yeah. Hey, thanks for hanging out, everybody, on this American national holiday that we have chosen not to acknowledge. I hope you had fun. We certainly did. So I think that's pretty much going to do it for us tonight. Let me turn off the big scary music.
I can
And,
never hear the music. I always forget
Yeah.
there's music.
Oh yeah, there's music. Do you guys not hear it? I set it up for you.
No.
I don't.
Oh, that's weird. I don't know why I wasn't going through. I'll have to look into that. But yeah, no, it's been playing the whole time. Hey,
Hate that.
thanks for hanging out, everybody. Hope you had fun. I know I did. And I guess as we get into our introductions, we can find out if everybody else did too. So starting off, as always, with JD. What you got going on?
Everything's fine. Everything is so fine.
Say it right.
Bonum est. Bonum est. Oh, I knew it was going to happen. I was like, there's no way they're going to pass this roll at some point because their charisma modifier is a 0. And this seemed like the perfect moment for them to fail. Also, the worst possible moment for them to fail. It's fine. Anyways, when I'm not playing a hunter, who is one of my more well-adjusted characters, I can be found playing so many other characters here. In fact, this week, you can find me back here tomorrow for our last session of Shadows Between the Stacks, our Dark Academia Call of Cthulhu game, where I will be playing Xavier Blackwell. I will then be back here on Friday to run a season of Secrets and Shadows, our finale of the first season, which will be happening then. And then I will be back on Sunday for Recording Academy H. In the meantime, I will also be with the Lost Caravan on Thursday for Cult, and with them again on Saturday for our finale of Nova. So it'll be a time. It'll be a time that we all have together, and returning to this will be a time. And Cold Iron starts next week.
Yes.
Yes, I'll let Raph jump on that more, but
What?
yes. I am excited.
Speaking of Raph,
There's me. I'm Raph. I played Max Miller tonight. In dreams and in reality. Okay, what is happening? Today is Tuesday. Let me look at my calendar. Next week, Monday, I will be playing Mouse Guard over at over at on Bleak's channel. I think it's the Bleak season. I'll be playing Mouse Guard. It's going to be a 2-shot, just a 2 consecutive Mondays on the 10th and the 17th. I'll be playing Jojo, a very, very young mouse who has not even earned their cloak yet. And there's going to be some fun little mysteries there. And I'm very excited. And then on Tuesday will be the premiere of Cold Iron, which is Alex is GMing it, and it is our wonderful and spooky Changeling the Lost game set in Soviet Russia. We'll see how that goes. I know actually how it goes. We're all sweet, innocent, sweet little meow meows, and then
Artists. We're all artists.
Yes, we're all artists. We're all creators, content creators, TikTok stars, except for Will, who's a boomer, honestly. And then, and then also next week on Thursday, I will be in Redacted. Yes.
Yep.
Back as Sophie as we explore what the fuck is going on.
So much.
Yeah. I'm getting there. And just if I add just like 5 or 6 more games, I'll be at JD level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't confess to half of them.
We all dream of being on JD's level.
And I think that's it for me for now. So yeah.
Okay. Absolutely. Julia.
Hi. So, everything was going fine for Kelly the session, actually. Kelly had a grand old time.
Don't worry, we'll get to you.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Leave Kelly alone.
Yeah, so if you haven't listened to the newest episode of Academy H, you should, because we're going to be recording another one of those next weekend, next Sunday. And it's going to be great, and it's going to be a good time, and it's not going to be, tense or stressful whatsoever, just like the next session of this game won't be tense or stressful whatsoever. I
got some bad news.
I am choosing to ignore you. That's all I got.
That's all you got, Corey.
Hey, it's me, Corey. I have played our boy Wayne Hovacek today. You can soon, one of the newest episodes that are coming out of Academy H, I was on a wonderful little stint as a fun character extra. That is going to be coming out soon. Was that coming out this weekend?
Yeah, this Sunday, and then the next 4 episodes, I think, including this one. I think the next 4.
And the next 4 episodes. Be in tune for that. Otherwise, you'll see me in 2 weeks here for class reunion. And then the 2 weeks after that, I'll be here for class reunion. And then the 2 weeks after that, I'll be here for class reunion. And it goes on like that.
But will you be on Twitter?
I'll be on Twitter tonight, 2 a.m. I'm dropping some secret deets that you might want to go ahead. I'm going to drop a geocache. If whoever gets there first is going to find out what's coming next.
You got to save your 600 for 2 a.m.
Gotta save it. Gotta save it. So keep your alarms going, 2 a.m. on the dot. Get ready to race.
100%. Hi, my name is Will. I ran this game, and I do a bunch of other stuff. I run Academy H, and I edit Academy H. The Masks Actual Play podcast. New episode should be coming out this Sunday. New episode came out last Sunday, and it's good. All of them are good. You should listen to it. Crypto Community College is another podcast that exists out there. It's Monster of the Week. I play a Scottish guy in that. I will be back tomorrow night for that final episode of Shadows Between the Stacks, Blood of the Harvest. And then I will be back for Cold Iron next Tuesday, the first episode, where I'm a good person, and I think we're all probably good people deep down.
Oh, yeah.
We're good people.
Yeah, deep down.
Definitely good people.
We're all good people. I think next Wednesday also is the premiere of Harvest Echoes.
It is.
Also,
Yep.
yeah.
Oh,
So,
shit.
Which Julia will be in.
Oh, yeah. I
Yes,
forgot.
Shadows Between the Stacks takes place in the 1920s. That ends tomorrow night. Next Wednesday, come back for Shadows Between the Stacks Harvest Echoes, which is set in the present day, the current year, if I'm not mistaken,
Yep.
and deals with the ramifications of the first game. So that this one that we're in right now is the Fuck Around game, and then Julia is going to be in the Find Out game.
And I'm going to be
next
a
Wednesday.
fucking menace.
Yeah. And then
Yes.
Yay!
Yes, Julia is.
JD knows how much of a menace.
Cast as feral.
Next week is our insane week, so I think we have streams from Tuesday to Friday.
Friday. Yep.
Wow.
I know because I am in or running all of them.
And also this Friday, last episode of a season in Secrets and Shadows. Did you say that?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Cool. That's a thing also. That's going to be the end of that.
Finale.
Anyway, lots of stuff to check
my
out.
God.
You
Lots
should
to
check
cry
out.
about.
We'll probably all be in chat for that. You should come hang out for the end of season of Secrets and Shadows.
It's gonna be so
Season
good.
1, maybe there will be more. There could be more. Who knows? That's going to do it for us, I think, tonight. There are social things in the chat if you're not following us and you'd like to. There's also a Discord link. And everybody's handles are over their heads. If you want to follow us individually, also you can find most of the things that everybody talked about and plugged tonight. If you scroll down in the cast list for Class Reunion, you can find that for all of our games as well. It's been updated recently. It is an American national holiday, so no one we know is streaming currently. So we're just going to call it a night, I think. No raid.
Should we make fireworks our own?
No.
No. I don't want to do that. Do you want to do that, Raph? You can make fireworks.
I want-
Good. So good. All right. Well, say good night, everybody.
Good night,
Good night,
everybody.
everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Everybody. Good night, everybody.